Hi guys, welcome back to this new video. This is the new opportunity for you to learn new things about Ceph Storage cluster, and this is Akole from AC Intelligence. Okay, and during this video, we'll show you how you can monitor or operate your Ceph Storage cluster. Okay, we'll show you how you can manipulate the different pools, the OSDs, the cluster usage. We'll also show you how you can print the overview about all the different pages that we have within your cluster. It will be a very interesting moment that we have to spend together, and I hope that by the end of this course, you will learn much more about Ceph Storage cluster regarding the operation and monitoring actions on this cluster. Okay, thank you very much. And again, thank you for those who continue to support us, and we need this one to let grow this channel and give you the opportunity to learn more about the Ceph Storage. Okay, and by doing new videos, free videos. Okay, so to support us, just like the video, okay, comment or share the video. This helps us to grow the channel. Thank you very much. And to my talk, let's start off the actions. Okay, and the first thing to do when you intend for this video, we have two clusters. One healthy cluster and another cluster we have some issues. Okay, this will permit us to have much more realistic output about the comments that we're about to show to you. Okay, I have one document that I have prepared for this one, and let's go on the web interface view. Okay, the first comment to hit is how to know your cluster state. Okay, your cluster state is given by the command of Ceph, a very well-known command. Okay, it's a basic command and a very well-known this command, the Ceph status. Okay, and this command gives you a very short and a summary about the healthy and the state of your cluster. Here we have the state of the healthy, the global healthy of your cluster, the state of the different services that we have within your cluster. Okay, information about the data. Okay, and the ongoing operation from the clients. Okay, so this overview has been given to you by the common Ceph status. Okay, let's go on the second cluster, the unhealthy cluster. It's the same thing here, Ceph minus status. Ceph status. As you can see, this cluster is unhealthy. Okay, and the next command that I will talk to you, I would like to talk to you is of a Ceph health. This command gives to you only this health status. Okay, a sum up of a Ceph health status. I will say Ceph health. Okay, and it will sum up this come here. Okay. Let's do the same things on the healthy cluster. It will be your Ceph health. Okay, if your health is okay, as you can see. Okay, but if I would like to have much more detail about this unhealthy cluster, I have to hit the command Ceph health detail. Okay, and it will give me much more detail about this error or those warnings that I have right now in my cluster. Okay, let's hit it. As you can see, it gives me the different pages and the status, and it gives me the different daemons which are in error state. It gives me some information about the OSD which are down, and so on and so on. Okay, so this command Ceph health detail is very interesting to have. The first command to hit when we intend to want to get much more information about the process of the components which are unhealthy in your cluster. Okay, so let's hit the same command in there. If your cluster is healthy, no detail will appear. Thank you very much. And what things else? Another command that we can do is let's say we would like to have your cluster usage. Okay, the Ceph df gives to you the global user of your cluster at this moment. Okay, as you can see, we can see that we have the different class of disks that I have, or the different class of drives that I have in my cluster. I have HDD drives and SSD drive in my cluster, and for each type of drive, I have the global usage. Okay, the global size, sorry, the global size of a HDD, and we have the overall of the total size of your cluster. Okay, it's the total size of your cluster that you have right now. Okay, and you have a usage, the actual usage, and so on. And also regarding the pools, we have a summary of the different pools that we have in your cluster. The pages number assigned to each pool, and of the different objects insert, the amount of objects insert into those pools, and so on. Okay. Another comment that we can hit also is you can tip, or you can launch, is a Ceph watch. Okay, watch command gives to you an actual, okay, an actualizer, an updated view, okay, of the ongoing actions which are in your cluster. So if you have some warning, if you have some action operation, like rebalancing or backfilling actions operations, which will appear here in your view. Great. So let's move on. This was the second, another comment that I would like to show to you regarding the cluster, the first action store to perform in your cluster, to have an overview of your cluster. Next things to do, we'll have to move on the pools. Okay, let's manipulate the pools now. Let's say which comment you can tape, or you can hit, or you can print in your cluster to have information about your pools. Okay, this is what we will see right now. The first command that you can hit is the Ceph, the command of Ceph OSD ls pools. Okay, this command prints to you the different the list of the pools that we have with your cluster. And an interesting thing is the ID of each pool. Okay, the name of pool and the ID of the pool appear here. Okay, we have another command which is also interesting, is ls, so it is pool. Okay, ls. We have also the list of the pool, but we don't have the ID. But if I had the detail, by the end of this comment, I had the whole detail, I will bring much more information about each pool. Okay, like the pool ID, okay, the name of the pool, the type of this pool, okay, the size of the pool, the mean size, the crash rule relating to this pool, and so on. So we have much more information about each pool that I have with my cluster. I can do it for a specific pool that I have. Let's say I would like to have to bring much more information about all this pool. Okay, and I get an error about this one, but anyway, okay. What am I done? Okay, great. Not problem. Okay, we'll let you move on. And let's say I would like to have some statistic about the pool usage. Okay, and I can hit the command Ceph. Okay, now let's say I would like to have the statistic usage of a pool within my cluster. Okay, the command that I have to list is to hit or to tip will be Ceph pool detail, no states. Okay, I will state, will be state, yes, yeah. So I will have some statistic usage about the pools that I have with my cluster. Okay, let's say that for this RBD pool, for instance, I have one client which is connected on. I have clients, so not what I have some clients which are connected on this pool, and who are consuming some more images within this pool. So by this way, I have those IOs which are ongoing. Okay, some read-write operation. For those others pool, there is no operation which is ongoing. So this means that no client no virtual machine or no client are using this pool at the moment. The pool has been created, but there is no writing or reading operation which are ongoing on this particular pool. Okay, so it is an interesting comment that you can hit or to have to bring or to gather information about the pool which are in your cluster. Let's command and yeah, this is done. Another command also, rados df, rados. Okay, gives to me also a total users that we have of my cluster for each pool also. Okay, and let's move on the OSDs. Okay, let's see the operation that can do or at the OSD level. Okay, I would like to say Ceph OSD df3. Okay, I would like to have the usage of the different OSDs regarding the cluster hierarchy. Okay, this view is not very interesting. Let me I will just no, sorry, let me decrease the view. Sorry for the inconvenience, in order to give to you the opportunity to have a better. It will be very tiny, but I would like to show you how it looks like. Okay, as you can see, I have all the OSDs that we have in my cluster. Okay, regarding the cluster hierarchy, I can see this OSD is in this client, this host, and here is the number of pages that I have in each OSD. Very interesting to have if you wanted to have some debug action or anyway. Okay, so another thing to do, another command, let's go back. Great, let's go back and you see I have also the Ceph OSDF or Ceph command, okay, which is much more focus on the OSD, okay, and the different information regarding the OSD without apply of its them into the hierarchy. Okay, as you can see, I have only information about the OSDs that we have in my cluster, like the OSD ID, okay, the device class of the way of the weight of the OSD within the cluster. We have also the OSD size, the row size, the data size, the journal size, the RockDB size, and of course the available amount of data size. Okay, and the usage and the page value that we have and the status of the OSD at that moment. Very interesting thing. So, and let's print another command. Okay, we sum up the status of the number of OSDs that we have within the cluster, and how many are in and how many are up also. Okay, so this one, for instance, we have 18 OSDs, 18 up, and 18 in. Okay, but this is not the case on the second cluster. For the second cluster, the case it should be a little bit different. As you can see, I have 22 OSDs, but I have only 17 OSD up. Okay, only 17 OSD up and we have also 17 OSD in. Okay. And which things else shall I do? I shall show you also another command of Ceph OSD performance command. Okay, for performance, we have some more IO operations, input output operation. It's very interesting to see if you have some OSD which are laggy or which are not perform very well in your cluster. We can see it up through this command. Okay, so let's move on the PG size. Okay, to a PG. Let's move to the PG. Okay, subject. how you can download the pages configuration, the pages configurations, and yeah, if you have any information about pages, how can you take them. Okay, so the first command is a ceph pg dump. This command gives to you the whole configuration and the whole status of the pg in your cluster. Okay, so it's very, very huge command, which huge output. Okay, if you don't want to manipulate the whole information about PGs, or you can have another command which is much more interesting and brief. Okay, the next command will be ceph pg dump pgs brief. Okay, brief, sorry, maybe yeah, this command is much more interesting, and it sum up to you the number of pages that we have for each pages that you have in your cluster. We have the status, okay, active and clean or not, and the size and so on. We have the status, the number of replica that we have right now for this particular pages, okay, the ID of primary OSD for this PG, okay, and we have the actual status and the target status. Okay, when this target status and the actual status is the same, this means that there is no data migration ongoing in this cluster. Okay, and what things else? We have also the pg ceph pg stats. Okay, this gives you in fact of the status of the pg within your cluster. Here we are on the NLFI cluster. Okay, so let's do the same things on the LFI cluster. Yeah, the situation will be a little bit better here, as you can see, because this cluster is healthy. I don't have much more errors or error bars or PGs and the size and something like that, because this cluster is healthy. Okay, and what things else? Yeah, let's say that we would like to only see the pages which are inactive. Okay, here in this cluster, healthy cluster, I have not this bad situation, because no pages are unhealthy or no pages are inactive at the moment. But meanwhile, on the second cluster, let's see, same command, you can see that, oh, okay, I don't have it. There is no PG inactive, but let's see if we have some pages. Let's see if we can print off a list of the PG and the size and degraded. Okay, let's see this one. So let's see that we can see if we can have yeah, okay, no PG at the moment degraded, okay, on this cluster. But let's see if you can see some pages and the size, the list of the pages and the size. Okay, yeah, okay, for the size pages, I have the list of the pages which are on the size at the moment. As you can guess by this way, by update or adapt this command, I can have the list of the pages which are in the particular status. Okay, no, I can have it this one on the size only, and yeah, okay. So great. What things else? Let's manipulate the crash algorithm. Okay, the crash map. Sorry, the crash map. The crash map is composed of two things: of the crash rules and of the crash hierarchy. Okay, so if I want to print off the crash hierarchy at the moment, ceph OSD 3. Okay, this prints to me the crash hierarchy right now, which are ongoing in my cluster. As you can see, I have two hierarchy. This one, which is an empty, and this root default hierarchy at the moment. And into this hierarchy, I have those OSDs and which are into each node, which appear here. Okay, very interesting to have. It is some very interesting views that you can get. And if I want also to, I say the crash mapper is composed of two things: the hierarchy of your cluster and also the crash rule. I can print out the crash rule if I would like to see the list of the crash rules that I have in my cluster. Ceph crash ls. Okay, as you can see, I don't know, crash rules. Okay, so here we have a list of the rules that we have right now in my cluster. Okay, and this rule is the default rules that come by default when you deploy a new cluster in your environment, a new Ceph Storage cluster. This others has been added after the creation. I can, and let's say that I would like to print also the different profile that has been used when you intend to create a replicated rule type. Okay, and erasure. When you want to create a new erasure coding pool type, so it will base its the creation on the profile. Okay, let's list of the different erasure profile that we have within our cluster. The command is also simple. I can say erasure. Okay, bash code profile. Yeah. Okay, so this is the list of the different profiles that I have right now for the erasure coding pool type. Okay, if I would like to have the detail of those one, I can just say get, and the name of this one I will get match. I will print out the content. Okay, and the configuration of each pool. Let's do the same things for those erasure, for those crash rules. Okay, if I would like to dump, okay, I can dump. Yes, if I hit the command, if I enter this command, for instance, I dump, it will print to me the whole configuration of the whole crash rule which are there. Okay, yeah. But if I would like to only show a specific for this one, for instance, I want to print out only this crash rule. Okay, you can see the configuration of this particular crash rule. Okay, here is the ID. Yeah. And remember one thing. Remember when we have in this command Ceph OSD, Ceph OSD pool ls detail. This one crash rule, this ID corresponds to the ID that appear here. Okay, this ID, okay, corresponds to the ID that we have here in the crash rule. Let me show you. It is oh, sorry. Okay, this ID, for instance, and yeah, this ID. But here, yeah, I'm going too fast. Okay, this ID. Okay, this first ID, for instance. So this pool bench pool, for instance, so use the ID, the crash rule ID 0. Okay, and the failure domain configure to into this particular crash rule is at host level. Okay, so it's very interesting. Great. So let's move on, and let's move on. Which things else shall I show you? I think that I have finished everything. But regarding the authentication, let's say that we would like to print off a list of the different keys that we have within my cluster. We have just to say ceph auth. Okay, ls command. I will print all keys or all user that I have within my cluster at this present time. Okay, if yeah, I can see, I think that I can say get. If I want to print information about a specific user, just say get. Yeah, I can print information about this specific user with my cluster. Very interesting. Yeah. What things else? This is okay. Okay, so let's say we would like to print regarding the monitor and the manager, for instance, if I would like to print the information about the status of the monitor or the manager, okay, just hit the command Ceph mon stats, okay, I will print information about what are the different monitor that I have in my cluster. Same thing for the manager, MGR, okay, we have a list of, okay, the status of the MGR that we have in my cluster, okay. And what things else? Okay, let's move to on the how can I locate an object with my cluster? Okay, let's say that we have we like to explore the content of a specific pool that I have of my cluster. To do it, we can use the command rados to list the content of any pool that I have with my cluster. So the command will be rados ls to list the content and the pool followed by the name of the pool. I say RBD. Okay, so I will be able to list the content of the pool to show the different objects that I have in this particular pool. Very interesting. And what things else? Okay, let's move to on the RBD. Okay, let's say that I would like to list the different image that I have into an RBD pool. Okay, I would like to print all the images that I have into a RBD pool. So to do that, the command to use is RBD ls again, and minus the pool name. Your pool name, I have those images into my this particular RBD pool. Okay, I can do the same things for the other cluster. Okay, in this cluster also in this RBD pool, I have a list of those images right now. Let's say that I want now to print the list of the clients which are connected to my cluster, the list of RBD clients type of which are connected to my cluster. To do that, also it is RBD status minus p and with the pool name. By doing that, by writing this command, okay. Yeah, okay. I can just say status pool slash image one, for instance. I can do that. Okay, it's the same thing. Okay, here I can see that here is I have at the moment one client which is connected to my cluster. Okay, it's connected and is using an image name image one, for instance. Okay, so this is the customer, the client which is connected to this particular image. This is something interesting that if you will intend to see what are the different users which are connected to my cluster. Okay, it is interesting things that you can hit. Another command that you can okay, yes, if I want also to print information about an image, it will be RBD or info. Okay, info, the pool name, and image one, for instance. Okay, here I have printed the different information about this specific image, which are this specific RBD image type. Okay, and what things else we have done this one. I think that we are okay. We are good. Nothing else. And yeah, If you also want to print the different nodes that we have in your cluster, Ceph nodes, okay, ls, yeah, okay, we can print out the different nodes that we have in your cluster. I might forget another thing that I would like to show you. No, yeah, let me show you another comment which could be interesting, and it could be a list of the different inconsistencies that you could have into a specific pool. Okay, let's say that I will know if I have some inconsistency, okay, into a specific pool. Okay, so nothing bad happened into this specific pool. This is interesting stuff. An interesting comment that you can hit to see if you have any trouble which are ongoing into your pool. So thank you very much. I'm at the end of this video. I hope that you appreciate it and you learn more. Please do not forget to like, comment, or share this video to your friends who have at the responsibility another self-cluster storage. It can be a very tricky subject, so we can learn more by more practice, and also for in our side also to help us, we have also to like the video, share it out to other person. This permit has to bring to you much more of our knowledge. You operate many self-cluster storage, and depending on our experiences, we try to share it with you through those videos. Thank you very much, and talk to you later. And do not hesitate also if you have some requests about support, okay, training and so on. Feel free to reach out us, and you'll be very pleased to reply to you. Thank you very much, and I'll talk to you later. Bye from now.